Okay, so living longer and healthier. But right, I mean, that's what we all want.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole big thing, right? Everyone's trying to figure it out.
Everyone.
And we just did a deep dive into this book, Life Force.
Yes.
By Tony Robbins and Keter Diamandis. And let me tell you, this book is not messing around.
No. It's not your average self-help book.
No, it's not like, drink more green juice and, you know.
Right.
It's like hardcore science.
What?
It's like the future of health and longevity.
And the best part is, it's not some far-off future.
Exactly.
It's happening right now.
It's like happening in labs and clinics right now.
Like right now.
And they break it down in a way that's like, okay,
Totally.
we can wrap our heads around it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels accessible, which is, I think, really important.
Yes. And I think what's cool is Robbins, he doesn't just talk the talk.
No, he walks the walk.
He does.
He opens the book talking about how he cured his own chronic pain.
Yeah, and that's what led him to this whole world of regenerative medicine, which,
Right.
I don't know about you, but when I hear regenerative medicine, I think Star Trek.
Right. Sounds futuristic.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But it's not. So basically, regenerative medicine is all about rebuilding the body from the inside out.
Exactly. And one of the most promising avenues in regenerative medicine, stem cells.
Okay, stem cells.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Right.
So, like, break it down for me. What's so special about stem cells?
So stem cells, they're like the body's master cells. They have this amazing ability to transform into other types of cells.
Okay, so they're like chameleons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Robbins, he's particularly interested in stem cells that come from placentas.
Placentas. Okay, that's a new one.
I know, right? But it makes sense. Placentas are like this rich source of stem cells, and they're readily available and ethically sourced.
And so what are they doing with these placenta stem cells?
They're using them to treat some pretty serious conditions. Robbins actually takes us through his own stem cell therapy journey with this doctor, Bob Hariri, who's like a pioneer in the field.
And Robbins even jokes about it, saying, if I got to choose between a needle and a knife, hand me the needle every time.
That's classic Robbins.
So it's becoming more accessible, this kind of therapy.
Yeah, and Dr. Hariri's company, Cellularity, they're using placenta-derived stem cells to treat leukemia.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so we've got stem cells rebuilding us from the inside out. But hold on, it gets even crazier.
Oh, yeah.
Lab-grown organs?
I know. Lab-grown organs. It sounds like science fiction, right?
It does. It sounds like, are we in a movie?
It does. But it's becoming a reality. Scientists are growing functioning organs in labs. It's incredible.
Yeah.
There was even a case where a man lived for 2 months with a pig kidney.
A pig kidney. Okay, now that's where I draw the line.
I know. But it's a glimpse into the future of organ transplantation.
That's wild.
It is. It's like no more organ donor waiting lists.
Yeah.
Companies like United Therapeutics, Egenesis, IVI, Medical, they're all racing to make personalized, readily available organs a reality.
Wow. So no more organ waiting lists. That's huge. So we've been talking about like rebuilding our bodies with stem cells and even growing new organs.
Right.
Which is mind-blowing in itself.
It is.
But what about boosting our body's own defenses?
Yes. So that's where this whole other level of this stuff comes in. Robbins and Diamandis, they introduce us to this thing called Psi-RT cell therapy. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it, but I don't really, get it.
Okay, so basically imagine this. They take your own immune cells.
Okay.
They take them out of your body.
Uh-huh.
They re-engineer them in a lab.
Oh, wow.
To become these, cancer-seeking missiles.
Nuts.
It's wild. And then they put those superpowered cells back into your body.
So they train them like an army.
Exactly.
To fight the cancer.
That is crazy. So is this sci-fi stuff, or is this actually happening?
It's actually happening. They're doing it right now.
And the book actually tells the story of Emily Whitehead.
Okay.
She was one of the first children to be cured of leukemia using this CAR T cell therapy.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible. I mean, that's the future of medicine right there.
It is.
So we're talking about really intense stuff here.
Yeah.
Are there any non-invasive things that they talk about in the book?
Oh yeah, they talk about this thing called focused ultrasound.
Focused ultrasound. So is that what it sounds like? Like sound waves?
Yes. It's using sound waves to treat different conditions.
What? How does that even work?
So basically they use these highly focused beams of ultrasound waves, and they can target specific areas deep within the body.
So you don't have to cut people open or anything?
Exactly. It's non-invasive.
Wow. And what can they treat with this?
They're using it for things like essential tremors, Parkinson's disease, even looking into Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, that would be incredible.
It would be huge.
So they can actually, like, target those areas in the brain.
It's still being studied,
Yeah.
but the potential is there.
Yeah.
And it's already working for these other things.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And they actually share a story in the book about this guy named Carl.
Okay.
He had these really bad tremors in his hands. Couldn't really use them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was really debilitating. But then he had this focused ultrasound therapy, and he regained control of his hands.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So it's like real, tangible results.
Real results.
Wow. Okay. So we're talking about all this high-tech stuff. But do Robbins and Diamandis talk about the simple things we can do to live longer, too?
Oh, absolutely. They don't skimp on the importance of lifestyle.
Okay, good.
They still stress things like diet and exercise, managing stress,
Makes sense.
getting enough sleep.
It's all the boring stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it's important.
It's true. It all plays a part.
Yeah. It all works together.
Okay, so we've talked about rebuilding our bodies. We've talked about boosting our defenses.
Right.
What about slowing down the aging process itself?
Yes. Okay, so...
Is that even possible? Like, can we actually slow down aging?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Robbins and Diamandis, they introduced this concept called the information theory of aging.
Information theory of aging.
Yeah, it's from this guy, David Sinclair. He's like a big deal in the aging research world. Oh. And his theory, it basically says that, we tend to think of aging like a clock, right?
Yeah, like it's just ticking away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Sinclair's like, hold on a minute. It's not just about time. It's about information.
Information.
Yeah, like how our genes are being expressed.
Okay, I'm going to need you to back that up a little bit. Genes, information, what are we talking about?
Okay. So think of your genome, your DNA, like a giant library, right? With all these blueprints for your body.
With you.
And then you've got this other layer called the epigenome. And the epigenome is like the librarian.
Okay.
It decides which books, or in this case, which genes, get opened and read.
So the epigenome is like the gatekeeper. It controls which genes are turned on or off.
Exactly. And there's this group of proteins called sirtuins.
Sirtuins?
Okay. They're like the messengers in all of this. They help regulate gene expression.
So are you saying that if we can control these sirtuins, we can like actually slow down aging?
That's the idea. And the book dives into some really cool stuff we could do to influence these sirtuins.
Like what?
Like intermittent fasting, for one.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's talking about intermittent fasting.
Right. It's been shown to activate sirtuins.
Interesting.
They also talk about boosting this molecule called NAD.
NAD. Okay.
It's super important for cell energy and repair. Robbins actually talks about this supplement called NMN, which is a precursor to NAD, and then there's metformin.
Metformin. Isn't that for diabetes?
Yeah. But they're studying it for its anti-aging effects, too.
Wow. So there's all this stuff we can actually do.
I know. Isn't it exciting?
It is exciting. But, Robbins always talks about mindset.
Oh, absolutely.
So how does that fit in with all this longevity stuff?
It's huge. They have a whole section on the mind-body connection.
Okay.
They're basically saying that our thoughts and beliefs, like how we see the world, it directly impacts our physical health.
So it's all connected.
Totally. And Robbins, he tells this crazy story.
What's that?
About being stuck on a Caribbean island.
Oh, no.
With this group of people during 9/11.
Wow.
Talk about stressful.
Yeah.
But he uses that experience to help the group, channel their anxiety into positive action.
He's good at that.
Right.
Turning lemons into lemonade.
Exactly. And it just goes to show how powerful our minds are.
Yeah. So we covered a lot in this deep dive. Stem cells, lab-grown organs, boosting our immune systems, focused ultrasound.
It's a lot.
It's mind-blowing. But I feel like we just scratched the surface.
We totally did. Life Force, it's packed with even more research, inspiring stories, practical tips.
Yeah, if you're interested in this whole living longer, healthier thing.
Which, who isn't?
Right.
This book is a must-read.
It'll make you think differently about aging, for sure.
Totally.
So go check it out. And that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.